This is a stimulus update and daily news report. There's so much going on with stimulus news today. So Democrats have reached a price tag of $3.5 trillion for the infrastructure deal. California has officially approved the $600 and $1,100 stimulus checks. Monthly stimulus checks start going out tomorrow for the child tax credit. The IRS put out an important announcement saying that another 4 million unemployment tax refunds will be going out. New push for student loan forgiveness and a few other important issues I'll talk about in this episode. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. And I'm giving out $200 checks to my subscribers. I'll talk more about that later on in the video. But first, Tennessee's top vaccine official fired after sharing COVID-19 guidelines for teens. So basically, this woman in Tennessee, she wanted to have teens get vaccinated without their parent permission, and some top officials did not like that, so she got fired. Let me know down in the comments below, do you think teens should be able to get the COVID-19 vaccine without their parents' permission? Should teens be getting the vaccine in general? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about how the IRS is sending out 4 million refunds this week to taxpayers for the unemployment benefits. So this is the official IRS announcement right here on the website. So IRS readies nearly 4 million refunds for unemployment compensation overpayment. So this is referring to the $10,200, which was tax-free. If you received any of that in unemployment money, you did not have to pay taxes on it. If you already did pay taxes on it, then the IRS is going to send you a check. The average refund amount is $1,265, and they are going to start sending out direct deposits beginning July 14th, which is today, and then paper checks are going to be mailed out on July 16th. So these are going to go out to 4.6 million taxpayers for the adjustment if you overpaid, and you do not need to take any action if you already paid your taxes and the IRS has your information on this. Next, the first child tax credit payments are going out to 65 million kids this week. How to navigate the process. So 65 million kids, I think it's around 34 million families, are going to get the monthly child tax credit. So that's going to be either $250 per kid per month or $300 per kid per month. That's starting tomorrow. So that's really big. I've been waiting for a while for this. So there is no action you need to take if you did not if you filed your taxes 2019, 2020, you're going to get those checks, either direct deposit or paper check. You could go to the portal and find out more information there. Also, consumer prices rise 0.9%. Inflation is up 5.4% in June. So this is really high. So the 0.9% in June is according to data released on Tuesday by the Labor Department. Economists expected that the CPI to rise by roughly 0.5 in June, according to consensus, after a 0.6% in May. So this is the highest it's been since August of 2008, which is right before the crash. Although inflation is really high, grocery prices are really high, everything is high, gas prices are rising. This is expected when you're coming out of a recession, especially with what's going on in the pandemic, but it's not okay, and there definitely needs to be help for people to adjust to these prices, especially when people are counting their pennies and every dollar counts. Social Security recipients may get the biggest cost of living adjustment in almost 40 years. So because of these high increases, which means the COLA, the cost of living adjustment, could be increased as well. And with one advocacy group saying that for senior citizens projecting a 6.1% increase to benefits due to surging inflation. Now, this adjustment won't happen or be decided on until December. So if this inflation rate goes up or stays the same, it's going to be at least a 6% increase for the COLA coming in January of 2022. Now, when it comes to the increase in Social Security for $200 a month, still haven't heard anything on that. We're waiting to see what's going on with the infrastructure package. One of the biggest issues there is that there is a group of people who are completely left out of any stimulus aid. A lot of stimulus help is going to families, people with kids, but what about people who are retired on Social Security, maybe on disability, who don't have kids or whose kids have grown up and left the house? There's almost no stimulus aid for that group of people, and I think that definitely needs to change. We need to help out all members of our society, especially the ones who are struggling the most, counting their pennies and making every dollar count. It's not okay that seniors are living off of one meal a day. In terms of the fourth stimulus check, $2,000 a month per month for every American. This petition is currently at 2,606,000 signatures so far. So for the fourth stimulus check, still a lot of people pushing for it. It's very popular. Politicians haven't really spoken about it recently. I guess there's a lot going on. They just got back from their vacation. And in terms of a fourth stimulus check, we're still waiting to see what's going to happen with this reconciliation package, which we do have some more details I'll go over in a moment. But first, in California, the new California stimulus checks are officially approved. Here's when they're coming. So this is the $600 and $1,100 stimulus checks. So basically, this is Golden State Stimulus Check 2. For qualifying individuals with incomes between $30,000 and $75,000 will receive a $600 check, and qualifying families with kids, including undocumented families, will get an additional $500 to make it $1,100 for a stimulus check, and these are expected to go out in early September. Now, when it comes to the Democrats have reached a deal on a $3.5 trillion price tag for the infrastructure bill. This is the reconciliation bill where it's just Democrats going at this and not having any Republican support unless the Republicans want to join in. Here is a video clip explaining more about that.
Well, that's right, Andrew. Infrastructure is actually moving. Senate Democrats reached that agreement on the human capital portion of President Biden's infrastructure plan. That would include childcare, Medicare expansion, climate change. The total spending is $3.5 trillion. And Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said he knows they still have a long road ahead. However, Democrats are using this budget reconciliation process to pass this plan. That means all 50 Senate Democrats do need to get behind it, but no Republican support would be required. Last night, Democrats said the deal is fully paid for, in part through higher taxes on corporations and the wealthy. But it's unclear how much revenue Democrats plan to raise or what the net cost will be. Now, I'm told by multiple sources that this package does not include an increase in the debt ceiling. Technically, that comes back into effect at the end of this month, though the Treasury Department likely has some wiggle room into the fall. In addition, two sources told me that whether or not to lift the cap on state and local tax deductions, that is still in flux. Right now, Democrats only need to decide on the top line numbers for their package. The details are going to get hashed out over the next few weeks or even months. And guys, don't forget about that bipartisan group of senators that's been working on a core infrastructure plan. They also said last night that they're hoping to have their bill ready by the end of this week.
So what we know so far is that there is a price tag. We still don't know the details of what's in it. I'll keep you updated on that as it's coming out. Joe Manchin, who has a lot of power in this situation, draws a red line in infrastructure talks. So now we're going to start to see a lot of senators kind of flex their power and say, I'm not voting for it unless I get this request or that request, because they need all 50 Democratic senators to vote for it in order for it to pass, assuming that no Republicans get on board. So Joe Manchin, senator from West Virginia, warned on Tuesday that he wants both a bipartisan infrastructure bill and a separate Democrat-only bill to be fully paid for. He said, I think everything should be paid for. We put enough free money out. So if there are pay-fors for it, then we'll figure it out. It seems that in that video clip, there's just not enough details of how it's going to be fully paid for, which is a big issue for Joe Manchin here. Moving on, let's talk about how the Biden administration says states can restart pandemic unemployment benefits as lawsuits mount. So this is big news. So meaning that all those Republican states that canceled the unemployment benefits, the Biden administration said that even though you canceled it, you're allowed to restart it at any point. Will Republicans do this? The Republican governors, most likely not. They canceled it for a reason. There's no reason why they would reinstate it. So at least they have the option to do so. Now, when it comes to Baltimore, so Baltimore judge ruled yesterday that Maryland enhanced unemployment benefits can continue until September. So the governor of Maryland stopped the unemployment benefits early, a couple of weeks ago, and then there was a lawsuit that went on, and there was a temporary hold where just for 10 days the unemployment benefits were going to be paid, but now it is official. Until September 6th, Maryland has to pay it. This is a big deal because now a lot of other states can sue their governor, sue their state, and then have the unemployment benefits reinstated up until September 6th, which is about another 6 weeks of $300 per week payments. Michigan, big issue in Michigan here. So Michigan mistake means up to 650,000 people could be forced to repay let me start that over. Hold on. Michigan mistake means up to 650,000 could be forced to repay unemployment benefits. All right, so what this means here is that Michigan allowed workers to claim federal unemployment benefits for unapproved reasons. So the Unemployment Insurance Agency is asking nearly 650,000 people to resubmit paperwork to see if they're still eligible. If they're not eligible, then they would have to send back the money which they already spent. So this is a big issue here. So it says here, at this point, these people don't have the money anymore. They've spent it because that's literally the point of unemployment benefits, to put money into our economy and keep people in their homes and put food on the table. Claimants have 20 days to refile the new paperwork through the MIWAM account. And if they don't refile, their claim will be labeled as unqualified. So this is probably really stressful for 650,000 or 648,000 people who got the unemployment benefits. They use it to pay their rent, their mortgage, provide for their family, and they may have to pay that back. Let me know down in the comments below. Should Michigan just let this slide? Should the people have to pay back the money that they weren't supposed to get in the first place? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. So Japan panel calls for a 3% hike in average minimum wage. So this is going to be in the entirety of Japan. You're wondering, why does this even matter? Well, 3% hike is pretty good. We tried to have in America a $15 minimum wage increase over the course of 4 years. It did not happen on a federal level, but many different cities and states have raised their minimum wage. So in Nevada, it raised it by 75 cents. In New York, it raised it up to $15 for New York City. In Oregon, it raised it up 75 cents. In Chicago, it raised it from $14 an hour to $15 an hour. Los Angeles went up to $15 an hour. So I could go through all these cities and states. I'm trying to, not take too much of your time, but a lot of cities and states did raise their minimum wage, as well as companies. So even though it didn't happen on a federal level, not yet anyways, that might happen later on in the year, but it happened on state and city level. So now let's talk about student loan forgiveness and student loan extension. So Senators Warren, Smith, and Markey urge Biden to extend federal student loan pause to March 31st of 2022. So as of now, the federal student loan pause is up until the end of September, which means no payments and no interest is being accrued. Now, some are saying that they want it to be extended another 6 months to March. So far, President Biden or other people have not spoken about that or said that it is going to happen. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. Also, will Biden cancel student loan debt with an executive order? So President Biden has campaigned on the promise of canceling student loan debt. We haven't heard anything much of this lately. Mainly infrastructure has taken up a lot of the bandwidth of any deals going on. Can he do it through executive order? According to Elizabeth Warren and Chuck Schumer, he can. He could sign away $50,000 in student loan debt. Will he? We're not sure. So in terms of student loan forgiveness, we're still waiting to see. There might be a small chance it could be in the reconciliation bill, but we're waiting to see the exact details of what's going on with that as well for the American Families Plan. That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, so my name is Bella. This is the tip of the day. If you make a mistake, then it's okay. You learn from your mistake, it makes you a better person. So it's okay. It's okay. We still love you. We like you a lot. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching up until this point. So about the $200 checks, in tomorrow's video, I'm going to give the full details talking about how I'm going to give 5 $200 checks to my subscribers. So you have to be subscribed in order to get any of these $200 checks. I just want to give back to the community. Haven't done one of these in a while, and I love giving in general. So stay tuned for that in tomorrow's video. I'm going to give more details of exactly how you could potentially win a $200 check. It's just straight check. It's going to be an actual physical check, so you could use it for cash or whatever, pay your rent, bills, food. It's not a gift card or through an app. It's just going to be a mailed physical check. So yeah, stay tuned for that for tomorrow. If you want to check out any of my other videos, you could click this link up here for my other channels or this link down here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.